What is up? Welcome back to another episode of Don't Quote Us Sports. It is Tuesday, April 21st.
Oh boy.
I know you don't celebrate, but happy 420 to those that do.
Happy 420, I suppose, to you potheads.
Yeah, good for nothing, low life scumbags out there, you know.
Listen, I'm going to say this. As a society, I am glad that we got away from that stigmatism around it because, like, dude, I don't know about you, but there's moms out here in the suburbs. I go to Missouri once a month. I go and get my gummies. Like, the evolution of it all has come a long way. So, hey, celebrate. I'm a fan because of the tax money, not because of I want to smoke fat doinkers and Amish.
Yes, exactly.
Have you never seen that meme?
I don't think so. No.
Remind me. I'll put it in here, but remind me to send that to you. Smoking big doinks and Amish, baby.
Jesus Christ. Okay. Hey, Amish bingo card. You're always giving me flack about things I say and being on a bingo card. I don't know if ever name dropping the Amish was something I expected to do.
There are two people too, Isaiah. They're people as well.
You're right. Great woodsman.
Honestly, those guys can build a house in about 10 calendar days.
Dude, they could build an entire village in 10 calendar days. The fuck you mean?
Probably. You ever seen those guys pick those things up?
Hell yeah.
All 150 of them, they just lift the house up?
Yeah.
I tell you what.
The efficiency is crazy.
A simpler people, a simpler time. Let's all get back to that. Let's start picking houses up.
Actually, this is so non-sports related, but now it's piqued my interest. We're talking about Amish and how efficient they were without having any sort of like technology, right? For the most part, more or less, right? Compared to what people use nowadays. Explain to me, because I don't fucking believe it, how the pyramids were built when each one of those goddamn cinder blocks
one of these guys
has to weigh multiple tons. And that thing is how fucking tall?
Have you never watched Mythbusters a day in your life?
Brother.
Have you never watched the scientific educational program called Mythbusters? Have you never seen it?
Herb, there are grown-ass adults that don't know how to tie their shoe. You're going to tell me that a civilization 2,000 years ago figured out how to do all these levees and pulleys?
Hey, brother, it's basic geometry.
Brother, no.
It's basic geometry, my friend.
Brother, listen, we don't have people. There's people that don't know geometry.
Well, listen, you want to talk about the modern time. We might be dumber than we were back then.
Oh, my God. I don't believe it.
Yeah, I do. Listen, you get enough guys pulling one of those. I mean, you got to remember, this was over hundreds of years with slave labor. I mean, they were...
Dude, you would need thousands.
They had thousands.
I bet you one block.
400 block. 400 to 500 guys pulling that thing, I bet.
I bet it was more than that.
They figured it out. What's crazier is not so much how they moved them, but the fact that, like, the pyramids are so precise to, like, the inch. Like, that's the crazy part for me.
Or the fact that deep within all of them are ginormous-ass tombs.
And tunnels like, and an entire city within.
With, like, all the sophisticated bullshit.
Yep.
Oh, okay, fine. If you don't believe that one, you know the one that is believable? The terracotta soldiers in China?
Mm-hmm.
That for sure was planted there. Because that was just recently found, like, less than 40 or 50 years ago. I think it was propaganda by the Chinese.
I would believe that one is less true than the pyramids.
You mean more true?
More staged. More believable that conspiracy is that it is planted. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're on the same page. We're talking the same language here.
Okay.
Hey, we should go to Egypt. Let's go to Egypt. Let's take a Don't Quote Us Sports Egypt. We'll catch a soccer game or a cricket match.
Ooh, I don't know if they do cricket in Egypt. I don't know if that's their gig,
I bet you they
their
do.
thing. I don't think that's their gist.
Careful now.
I know it. I know it
Egyptians
is
might
in
be listening.
India. I know it is in India.
I mean, it's kind of a global sport. We're, again, kind of like soccer. We're the outlier.
I don't know if global for that one.
Oh, cricket's global, bud. Cricket's a big time game. Cricket's probably probably top 5 in international games viewed.
I feel like it is very regionalized.
Let's take a look here. Hold on one second. Cricket worldwide viewership.
Why don't you just say top 5 most?
Cricket is the world's second most popular sport, boasting an estimated 2.5 billion fans globally.
One episode, we should just try and work through and understand how cricket works. I don't know about you, but my TikTok feed. Do you know John Boy Media? They usually talk like Yankees and baseball and stuff.
Yeah, I think I've seen them a few times.
Dude, they'll pop up on my feed and they'll just be going through like cricket highlights and shit, and they're making it seem like whatever is happening is like super impressive, and I have no idea why.
I do hear the matches get absolutely electric.
Dude, they last for like
weeks.
I heard they last forever.
Yeah, some guy died on the pitch last week. We're still playing the same damn game.
Actually?
No, I don't think so. But listen, I doubt that it hasn't happened.
Shit. Okay. Crazy.
Cricket. Maybe we need to get involved.
Get some teams.
Niche
Do you think there's got to be like a premier sports league or Premier League for cricket, right?
It's got to be whatever the Indian League is. That is the
whoa.
Oh, that's the tippity top of. It's same as England. England has the best
England
soccer.
Was pretty good at. I thought England. No, England is not. Ugh.
Premier League.
Well, the Premier League, they had the best league in the world. They don't have the best players.
No, that's what I'm saying. The best league is based out of England.
Okay, fine. Okay. Since we haven't really been doing, I don't want to save the shout out to the end. But I'm still just pretty speechless by it because I just think it's so fucking cool. Because I've been tracking this guy. His name's Alex Bump. He went to my high school, and he is the younger brother of a guy that I used to hang out with in high school.
Okay, friend of a friend of a guy I know. Sure.
Brother of a friend.
Brother of a guy you knew.
Okay, fuck off. And I had been tracking him. He had won the NCAA national title at Western Michigan in ice hockey last year. He brought our high school to the state championship for the first time ever.
In Minnesota.
In Minnesota, too. Very impressive. We didn't win, but in the first game that we had of that tournament, he scored four or five goals. Like, he scored all of our goals for us. It was pretty fucking crazy. And he got drafted 5th round by the Flyers.
Okay, good team.
He just made his... And I had been tracking him so closely, like, the entire year, seeing how he was doing in the AHL and whatnot. And then I forgot about it, and I looked him up again today. He had made his debut earlier in March. Put up a solid 5 points, 4 assists in 17 games. Not too shabby. So, yeah, I just thought that was pretty fucking cool. I've been in that dude's house before. Well, his family's house before. And
that's a little creepy. Go ahead and call the authorities. Somebody call Philadelphia PD, please.
Okay, I don't know how that was weird.
I've watched him sleep before. I've been in his house.
I have been in his house as I hung out with his brother. Stop being fucking goofy, bro.
I'm just a goofy guy.
But yeah, that was cool.
No, that is super cool.
But I think he's the first professional athlete to come out of my high school before. Which is
you want to shout out the town or not? I don't want to dox you.
Prior Lake, baby.
Hey,
PL4L.
Hey, gang.
And don't quote me on that one for sure, because I could very much be wrong, but I don't think in like recent memory, like since I grew up there, it's definitely the first. So
that's kind of sick.
Pretty cool.
Build the statue, huh?
If they haven't already,
they should.
It should be for sure.
All right.
But let's segue that into some top of mind sports. And by top of mind, I mean what you refer to as Christmas for guys like you and I. And that is the NFL draft.
It's
the
here.
time of year when anybody in their right mind can talk themselves into believing that their team has a chance at winning the Vince Lombardi trophy this year. Optimism is at an all-time high. We're about to see futures be created or fall or crack right before our eyes. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out a good way to segue into where I want to go first here.
Here's what I'll tell you is, like you said, like this is our Super Bowl, because listen, every real NFL fan is sitting there saying this first round pick this year, that's the difference.
That's the guy.
This is the guy who's going to take us to the promised land. I don't care if you're drafting a right guard, a starting quarterback, a free safety. This guy that we're getting in the first round this year is the difference.
I will say there's nothing worse, though, if you have if you follow a team and they have a pick in the later rounds, or not later rounds, later back end of the first round. And then they end. So you've been watching for 2.5, 3 hours, and you're like, oh, yes, finally, they're on the clock. Let's go. And you see all these exciting names on the board, guys that you've been following super closely. And then they go and pick a fucking guard.
Yep.
There is no offense to you as an offensive lineman.
I get it.
I can't get excited about an offensive lineman. No offense.
It was Tyler Booker last year for you, wasn't it? Sitting at like,
no,
or was that 2 years ago?
No, we haven't drafted. No, we drafted. What's his name? Oh my God, what is his name? The guy from Ohio State. We drafted guard last year.
Some super fan here. Give me a second. Why can't I think of his name? But it wasn't Tyler Booker. You're right. Donovan Jackson. Donovan.
Yes. Oh my God. Yep. And you gave me so much flack for him, and he ended up being.
I own that
decent.
one. I own that one. I thought he was the worst pick of the first round.
Yeah.
No, but that's a tough pill to swallow. You're sitting there like, oh God, this guy's fallen with the 24th overall pick guard, and you're like, I know we need it, but fuck.
Donovan Jackson, guard, Ohio State,
and like it's such a good pick, because if you're picking guard, like that's an absolute top of the line need. You have nobody. You have to take a guard. Go get a quality one, and you're just like, I know it's what we need, but it doesn't make me excited.
Unless it's a skill position player or a premium defensive player, or even like a left tackle. Like when we drafted Darrisaw a couple seasons ago, we really needed a left tackle, and I also just thought he was one of the best offensive tackles available in that year's draft. So I was amped when we drafted him. But if we're talking like guard, center, like safety, we've talked about that in the clips the segments that we recorded last week, or like a linebacker or D tackle. Like I can't get excited about those as much, you know?
Yeah, I totally get it. 1 second, sorry. Try being a Titans fan, okay? At 11, at 11 we took a guard. At 11. You try at 11 we took a guard. Now, I love
haven't you guys drafted like 3 or 4 offensive tackle or offensive linemen in the first round the last like decade, and they've all been like top 15 picks?
Yeah, listen, our track record's not been great. Taylor Lewan would be the shining star of that bunch, but two of the last 4, 2 of the last 3, J.C. Latham and Peter Skronsky,
who is good. J.C. Latham might not be good.
Might not be. This is to prove it. You're a right tackle.
Correct.
I was hyped when we got J.C. Latham too. I was okay with Peter. 11.
Yeah. So you drafted him at you drafted him at 7. And that was a tough pill to swallow, just because you weren't sure if he was going to stick at tackle, and if so, it probably wasn't going to be left tackle.
Correct.
Or if you're going to kick him inside the guard. either. So it felt like a reach almost. But then you had Skoronski, and same concerns with him, where I think coming out of the draft, a lot of people were talking about him as a tackle.
Yeah, he could play right tackle.
But he's had a lot more success at guard since being in the league. And then before, I was thinking of the Isaiah Wilson pick.
Isaiah Wilson, Jack Conklin didn't really pan out for us. He played for us, but didn't pan out. Taylor Lewan, Chance Warmack didn't work out.
I was just thinking I thought there was more, just like in the
J.C. Latham and Peter Skoronski are the two. And it's like, and trust me, because we're getting the Francis Mauigoa hype, 4 days before the draft. All of a sudden, the Titans might take Francis Mauigoa to come play right guard. At 4, we're going to take a guard at 4.
Dude, I'm telling you, I will be shocked if the Titans come out of that draft. I don't know if they stick at 4, but if they stick at 4, and even if they drop down, I think they're going defense with that pick.
See,
I'm not going to guarantee a position, but I think it's defense.
I think it's going to depend on who's there at 4. If things, we'll get into it here, obviously, but if things get screwy in the top 3, and a guy like Arvell Reese is at 4, some conversations are going to have to be had.
You know the rumor that I've been hearing and reading about recently?
Has to do with the Cardinals?
Yes. Mm-hmm. And tell me if you agree with it or not. I'm assuming you heard the same thing, and that's Jeremiah Love.
Yep.
Being rumors that is gaining traction.
A lot.
What are your thoughts on that? I need to go look up their depth chart, but I know they re-signed James Conner. Trey Benson is coming back from injury. That's already 2 solid running backs.
Tyler Algier.
And then they signed Tyler Algier.
I think listen, we're in the twilight hours of NFL draft timeline, right? Screwy stuff is going to come out. Like all these weird little stories. I think this is bait and switch. I think this is going to try and bait somebody to come up and take the 3rd pick for whatever reason, or freak the Titans out, or maybe make the Titans push out of 4. Maybe that's
smoke screen.
They just want to fuck the Titans over and say, hey, we're going to take Jeremiah Love at 3. Well, if Jeremiah Love's gone, we're going to trade out of this pick with the Cowboys or whoever and get out of it. All of a sudden, they take Sonny Styles at 3. We could have had Jeremiah at 4, and now we're sitting back at 12.
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of rare, though, when trades occur with teams that aren't on the clock. Like, I feel like teams typically will wait until they are on the clock before they start shopping their pick, just to see how the board's falling for them. Or if, in some cases, where if they only had their eyes on one guy and that he gets picked like 2 picks before them, then they'll start calling around.
Sure. As for Arizona, like it doesn't make sense. James Conner is a huge question mark because of the injury and the age. Just not sure how he'll bounce back. Trey Benson should be fine. Trey Benson, you could be very formidable in your current situation as the Cardinals. Trey Benson is a delight to have. If you're trotting him as RB1, Algier has some mileage on him now. He's seasoned. He knows what he's doing. He's a great pass catcher. We know this. So it doesn't make sense. Now, if Arizona said, hey, we're looking at running backs, and 3rd, 4th, 5th round, we're going to take a running back project, sure. But Jeremiah Love there, what would that do for them? I don't think Jeremiah Love instantly makes them competitive. Do you?
No, not at all. I think they have much more pressing needs.
Look at their defense
to address.
There's not a name out there.
No, outside of Buddha, don't.
Sure, my apologies.
Or Josh Sweat. Josh Sweat is also solid.
Josh Sweat swindled them, bro. He got his bag from them.
He was solid last year.
Was he worth the money? I don't know. Josh Sweat played perfectly.
He had 12 sacks last year.
All right.
12 sacks, and he didn't even play 50% of snaps.
Jesus. Paying that guy all that money, let him out there and run, coach.
That's pretty good. For $16 million compared to what some other dudes are making, I'll take it.
True.
I'll take it.
True. But no, I mean, like
also,
they have huge issues.
Other Cardinals news, real quick, since we're on the topic. I didn't think we were going to talk the freaking Arizona Cardinals.
Hell yeah.
Where the fuck does Jacoby Brissett get off demanding starter money the week before the draft?
I think he's getting worried about hearing all these rumors. We both heard them. The Cardinals are in love with Ty Simpson. He's like, let me get my bag right quick before you draft my replacement week 5.
Brother, they don't even need you to start. They got Gardner Minshew waiting on the roster, buddy.
Listen, if Gardner doesn't have the flow, it's not the Gardner of old, okay? If he's got the flow hanging out the back of the helmet, the little lettuce back there, then he's competitive. This short-haired Gardner is a fraud.
Like, best case scenario, what do you think? Do you think the Cardinals, like, just bump him up? Like, here's a couple extra million. Shut the hell up.
What's he making right now?
Not 20? A lot, but
20?
No, I don't think it's that high. I think he's 10.
Oh, okay.
9.5. No, not just over 9.
We can get him to 20. I don't think we need to be paying him 37, 38, 45, somewhere in there. No thanks. But we can listen. Jacoby's going to have to be your guy. You might write if you
and he's under contract. What's he going to do? Not play?
I guess, and then they're going to fucking trot Simpson out there if they're lucky enough to get him.
Or you still have Minshew.
I'm telling you, if he doesn't have,
like,
the
I'm
hair,
just saying, like,
he's not.
Like
there.
I'm saying, like, what I'm saying is, I feel like he is not in a great leverage position here to be demanding extra money, and the timing of it was awful.
You think his angle in his own head is a little too good, huh?
Like, if that was your thing, right? Why not bring that up early free agency?
Yeah, a month ago.
Right. Like, hey, just FYI, I kind of want to get paid more.
Listen, promises were made, okay? And now all of a sudden there's whispers that the youngster from Alabama might find his way to Tucson. And now Jacoby's like, bro, I'm only getting $9 million this year. Let me see if I can get a couple more dollars.
Let's see.
I don't agree that he needs to be making in the 30 millions. And again, I don't understand the timing either. It also puts the Cardinals in a horrible position. Just also an awful position.
I think the part that annoys me too, and this is me pocket watching another man, which you should never do. Note, never ever pocket check.
Not even if there's a fire.
But this dude has made damn near $67 million already as a backup in the NFL.
Yeah, done it right, baby.
Like, do we really need to be pressing
the issue of money right now?
Yeah. Like, let's just be happy where we're at here, guy.
You sound like an NFL owner, my guy.
I'm just saying. That's what I get for pocket watching. I'm just saying, though.
Yeah, man. I do think Jacoby's like the week 1 guy there. I think he has to be. And I think they're just going to be in a position all year and setting themselves up for a Dante Moore or Arch Manning type.
Yeah.
So do what you got to do, Arizona. I mean, what's worse that he does? Holds out, and you got to trot Gardner out there or Simpson, and you lose every game? Cool. Number 1 overall pick.
Yeah. But we've made it. I don't know how long we've been recording, but we've made it a good amount. And we still haven't even talked about probably the biggest news in the NFL in this past week. And that is Sexy Dexy, New York Giants' famous defensive tackle, getting traded to the Cincinnati Bengals in exchange for the number 10 overall pick in this year's draft. The Bengals then go ahead and immediately extend Lawrence to a 1-year, $28 million contract. I believe that means he's under contract for this year and next year now.
That's how I understand it as well,
if I'm not mistaken. But I feel like this completely shakes up the draft now, because now the Giants have picks number 5 and 10, and we have the Bengals that are dropping out now. They were pretty much guaranteed to take some defensive player,
yes,
whether it be a cornerback or one of the D linemen if they ended up sliding a little bit. So it takes them off the board. What are your thoughts for the Giants? Where do you think they go with
Yeah,
these picks now? Do you think it changes what they do at 5?
I I don't think it changes it too drastically. I think again the top 4 picks are going to be weird. At least picks 2, 3, and 4 are going to be weird. But I think with this trade, Harbaugh has set himself up to address 2 major needs and go and get 2 legit starters for his team. One being on the defense, and I think one on the offense. I think, and I've said this a lot. I think Caleb Downs is destined to go to the Giants and play that Kyle Hamilton type role for Harbaugh. So if you go Caleb Downs at 5, or maybe you like Sonny Styles and you say, hey, I need my middle linebacker, I need my Luke Kuechly type, I need somebody who's going to run this thing. Okay, you go Sonny Styles. Well, then at 10, you might be staring at Maui Goa or Spencer Fano as a legitimate tackle option. And granted, that offensive line is better than people give them credit for. I think, at least from where I'm sitting, that's how I feel about it. They need some inside help. I think Fano or Maui Goa aren't opposed to playing a little bit of guard. So, I mean, you're doing it right. You unload some money, and you and I knew, and we've had these discussions before. That front 7 was too. There were too many guys on that defense. Somebody had to go. Now, I was wrong in the sense of I thought the untouchables were Brian Burns and Dexter Lawrence. And then what, a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, Dex comes out and says, hey, I want out of here. Okay, well, that kind of forced your hand. So now you're hanging on to a guy like Thibodeau, who I thought was going to be the one to move. But,
Still might move.
Still might. But I think people are knocking the Bengals for this trade. How do you feel about who won, who lost this thing?
So I'll just read this tweet that my Giants buddy had sent to me, that because kind of like what I was alluding to earlier, defensive tackle is not a sexy position.
It is when Dexy's out there, baby.
It doesn't get a lot of respect.
No,
not like
it used to.
It doesn't get acknowledged. So this was the Giants defense on-off splits with Dexter Lawrence on the field, off the field. When he was off the field, they ranked number 32 in yards per attempt, number 31 in sack rate, number 27 in expected pass accuracy per pass, number 26 in pass success, number 23 in pressure rate. With him on the field, they were number 7 in pass success, number 8 in yards per attempt, number 9 in sack rate, number 10 in EPA per pass, and number 22 in pressure rate.
He's a record. He's an absolute record.
And I look at it from this lens too, right? We knew the Bengals were going to take a defensive player at number 10 when they were up. Most likely a cornerback, but cornerbacks are so hit or miss, I feel like, no matter where you draft them. And even if it's not like it's a surefire pick, whoever you do pick at number 10, whether it be McCoy or Mansour or whoever, right? It's not a guarantee that they're going to immediately be a plug-and-play player. And then you look at the rest of the defensive positions. There's a lot of talk about how this year's defensive tackle class is a little bit underwhelming. Not a lot of top-end talent. And supposedly that same goes for next year as well. So the way I'm looking at this from like a Bengals perspective is, fuck it. Like, this Dexter Lawrence will provide more value than whoever we might have drafted at number 10 for the next 2 years.
100% agree.
And I think he immediately gives them an anchor in the middle of that defensive line. And I think that would be could be beneficial to the young defensive ends that they have drafted in recent years, namely Shamar Stewart, who really struggled for a majority of last season. So I think having Dexter Lawrence in there, taking some of that focus from opposing offensive linemen away from him could just open up the Bengals defense to be more successful. So, but they essentially went into this offseason and have revamped their entire offensive line or defensive line.
Mm-hmm.
They're now going to be trouting out Dexter Lawrence, Jonathan Allen, Miles Murphy, Bowie Mafe, and then Shamar Stewart rotating in. Like, that's solid, in my opinion.
Dude, we've been saying,
compared to where they were last year.
We've been saying, like, their defensive issues are massive. It was everything on the defense was a need. Offensive line was your secondary. But figure out that defense. They went out and spent, and who's to say that they're not in the second round taking another defender, a DB, if one of these guys starts to fall. They're loading up on that side. Now, you and I both know they have to address something on the offensive line other than just extending Orlando Brown, which they did, which smart play, but they got to do something more there. But everything that I've seen from the Bengals, okay, you let Trey walk. We need a veteran presence. We need leadership, and we need guys who are certified week one, day one starters. Well, you just went out and got 3 of them.
Yeah, and it also, I think, when Bengals, even though they had pick number 10, this is a win now season, in my opinion, for Cincinnati. Because if not, Joe Burrow very well may be like, time to start looking somewhere else and start forcing that a little bit more, because that would be what, if they don't make the playoffs this year, 4 straight years of missing the postseason. I know injuries have been a big storyline of that, but still, 4 straight seasons of missing the playoffs isn't going to sit right with any franchise quarterback.
No,
either. And I think that's what we're seeing with the Bengals front office. So personally, I think this is a win-win for both teams, because I think the Bengals are in a win now situation. And then the Giants, they just need to stock up on talent. I know they have pieces, but they still have holes. And I think this provides them the opportunity to just fill the cupboard with assets. I don't think they stay at both 5 and 10. I think they trade down from at least one of those spots, most likely, if I had to guess. But if they were to stay put, I almost feel, Herb, in my loins. This is how I feel. I feel like they are going to take the number 1 rated receiver on their board, whoever that is. Dude, listen to their depth chart. I didn't think it was as big of a need as like people made it seem, but I just took a look at it, and Malik Neighbors is going to be back off a torn ACL, which fingers crossed for my fantasy team. But then behind him, Darius Slayton, Darnell Mooney, Calvin Austin, Isaiah Hodgkins.
Yeah.
I mean,
I get what you're saying. I think if they do trade one of them, it'll be 10. They won't trade out of 5. They're going to be cemented at 5.
But my thought was they would go receiver, and because there's been so much talk of it, and they hope that Downs falls to 10, and then they would stay at 10 and draft Downs there, rather than trying to take them at 5 and not having their pick of the whatever wide receiver they wanted.
See, and I think it's going to depend on if Sonny Styles there is. If Sonny Styles is gone, that means in terms of like these generational types, Caleb Downs is Caleb Downs going to make it past Washington at 7? That's quite the dice roll when you can get a guaranteed safety that is, I mean, damn near surefire at 5. So that's why I hesitate to do that. Now, I have seen it where Caleb's falling. I get that. I don't see him falling out of the top 7.
See, I feel like if we talk about fallers in this draft, I think Downs may be one of them. And it's purely from the fact that safety is just not a premier or premium position to be drafting that high. He would be the highest, if he goes top 10, he would be the highest drafted safety since Jamal Adams in 2016 or whatever that was. Like, it just does not happen frequently.
And I get that. It's the Kyle Hamilton connection for me and Harbaugh. It's just He's going to bring that defense with him, and he needs somebody to play that spot. And Downs is a do-it-all safety.
But the thing is,
don't
too,
know.
they also are kind of solid at safety already. They got Javon Holland and Tyler Nubin already. So it's not like it's a position of need either.
But I think we can agree that Downs would be an upgrade over either one of those.
I mean, sure, but
I guess on paper we should say.
And sure, but how much better though? Like,
yeah, to the point where you could say we'll take him at 5. I don't know. You might be right there. You might be right there.
How much is he truly elevating you? Like, if you looked at it from like a WAR perspective, right, in baseball, where like 0 is an average replacement level player, right? Yeah. And if Tyler Nubin was out there giving you 1 WAR, to take another dude at his position at number 5, I feel like he would have to be at least like 5 WAR minimum to be like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know. I get the trade out for them at 10, but I also think that, hey, we can go get a bona fide starter on each side of the ball. Doesn't matter who we're taking there, but we can go get a bona fide starter. It's a pretty good thing for a second-year quarterback to have. And especially if there's a guy like a Jordan Tyson there at 10, which I think we both think he'll probably be there.
Yeah.
You get him and Malik and Slayton, and hell, you got a little extra money laying around. Stephon Diggs out there somewhere. Go get him.
I think Tyson is another dude that might fall a little bit.
I think so too. I think McCoy. For me, McCoy shouldn't. He's fallen out of the first round for me. I like really Colton Hood more.
Really don't like the injury, huh?
Potentially career-ending at any given moment. Doctors are worried. Yeah, I'm not dropping a first-rounder on him.
I mean, weren't they saying the same shit about Will Johnson last year?
Yeah. Well,
leading up to the draft.
That one wasn't as much. That wasn't so in your face when you got multiple doctors coming out and been like, "Yeah, dude, this guy's knee is gone." At corner, when like that, I need that. Will Johnson, it was like, yeah, there's a little bit of a deficiency. And then there was one report that came out. But I've seen a couple different reports about this knee situation for McCoy.
Yeah. Other news. Well, 2 more pieces, NFL draft related. And one of them isn't as much draft related, but it seems like it's going to be a foregone conclusion that come June 1st, A.J. Brown will find himself on the New England Patriots, just because of the cap situation and the Eagles being able to stretch his cap hit across 2 years rather than 1. I'm curious how that could potentially impact how both teams goes about this draft, because it's right now it's just a handshake agreement, and there's been plenty of times in history in which those handshake agreements fall apart. But 1, do you think it falls apart? 2, what are your thoughts on that? Drake May throwing the ball to AJ Brown? I'm salivating already.
Yeah, I like it. Patriots definitely doing a favor here to the Eagles with the money, but the Eagles are going to end up taking a hit. Have you seen the report that it's probably going to be for a 2028 first-round pick?
Yeah, the Eagles want to stock up on future draft picks because supposedly, well, we already know all the hype around next year's draft, but supposedly 2028
is going to be just
pretty solid.
Too. Yeah, and so if you're the Eagles, right, and initially it didn't make sense. I was like, why wouldn't you want to get assets now, right? But for the sake of a 2028, that's going to play really well for you. I would prefer the 27 because then I've got 2 first-rounders in what's going to end up being one of the greatest quarterback-wide receiver duo drafts. Like those 2 categories are going to dominate the draft next year. So if I'm the Eagles, I think there's another year on this Jalen Hurts experiment. I know the Super Bowl and all that, but like there were some big time questions. You're locked into Saquon for probably the next 3 years, I think it is.
I mean, let's be honest. In the NFL, you're not really locked into a whole lot of shit unless
Fair.
you have a ton of we've even seen with these quarterbacks with huge guarantees still left on their contract, and teams have been willing to move off.
Shout out
Tua, Russell Wilson, like it is not. If you really want to move off of a player in the NFL, you can.
Yeah, but
there's nothing stopping you.
What I'm saying is like what a move by Howie, because this is going to set you up. Let's say I do have the first two first round picks in the 27 draft, and Jalen ends up impressing me even more this year. We're formidable. We can actually throw the ball. Wow, what a team! We've got a solid receiver core in Smitty, Wicks. They went out and got Hollywood Brown. Did they get Naylor too, or did Naylor just left there?
No, Naylor went from the Vikings to the Raiders.
Gotcha. Okay. But like there's a solid little core, but maybe we're missing a star-studded number one to run alongside Smitty. Now I'm using 2 first-round picks in 27 to trade up for a guy like Jeremiah Smith or Ryan Williams. It's a pretty good plan.
One sec. Can we one off? It's not Ryan Williams anymore.
It's hyphenated. I apologize. I didn't know what it was.
Ryan Coleman Williams.
My apologies to Mr. Coleman Williams.
Also, let's walk it back a little bit. After his performance last year, he is not allowed to be mentioned in the same breath as Jeremiah Smith.
A big bounce back year coming. I can feel it. Big bounce back.
Then we can talk about it again. But until then, it's Jeremiah Smith, tier break.
Everybody else.
Whoever's next.
Everybody else. Doesn't matter. It's Jeremiah Smith by a long shot. But if you could leverage 2 first-round picks to get into the top 3 next year and go get them.
Yeah.
So great move by Howie. Hey, go get more weapons. And then in terms of like navigating the draft, I think this affects the Patriots way more than the first round, way more than it affects the Eagles' first round, in my opinion. Because where the Eagles are at, I don't know that there's going to be that receiver unless Tyson falls. But I don't know. If he's falling, that's probably not the place to take him anyway. So I see them going edge. Unless Sadiq falls there, then it's tight end. But the Pats, this will change everything. Because, again, if Tyson's there at 31, you take him. Right?
Even then, I feel like he still would be fine with getting A.J. Brown in there.
Right?
Too. Because then you have A.J. Brown, Jordan Tyson, and then Booty and Demario Douglas has been solid for them. Like, that would be I would argue that would be a top 5 wide receiver room.
Yeah, in a hurry. So, I think it'll affect the Pats more. The Pats will have bigger decisions to make at 31. So,
but the real question, if it does end up happening, which I think it will, how high are we drafting A.J. Brown in fantasy drafts this year, in this draft? It has to be back end first round, right? With Drake May as his quarterback? It has to be, right?
Does it scare you?
It has to be.
Does it scare you, though? It scares me.
It's always scared me to draft. It's always scared me to draft A.J. Brown, but the quarterbacks that have been thrown to A.J. Brown in the past were Jalen Hurts and Ryan Tannehill. He has never had a pure gunslinger tossing him the ball like Drake May. Like, this could be the next Burrow Chase situation going on, where it's like, fuck it, A.J. Brown down there somewhere.
It could be. It very well could be. I wonder with Vrabel, although Vrabel's having his own fucking issues right now. That's a whole other story. Can't wait to see the Netflix miniseries on that one.
The 30 for 30 presented to you by.
Oh God, yeah, no. I think that could work. I think I would take him in the first round, late first round, in big hopes. That's a dice roll.
How high? 12-team draft or 12 man draft.
8 and below.
12-man league. 8 or below. 8's the highest.
Yeah, that might be a stretch at 8.
Ooh, really?
It might be 10, 11, 12. It might be 10,
really?
11, 12.
Okay.
Real quick with that trade. So like there hasn't like the full compensation has been announced. Have you seen that it's drawing comparisons to Jalen Waddle's trade?
Yeah, which was a first round pick and then some mid round swaps.
It is a 2026 fourth round pick. Waddle and a 2026 fourth rounder are going to the
Denver.
Broncos. Miami is getting a 26 first round pick, a 26 third round pick, and a 26 fourth round. So they just swapped the fourth.
Yeah.
So
essentially a first and a third for Waddle.
Yeah. So
who was also under contract for multiple years. So that's a little crazy considering AJ Brown would be in line for a new contract that the Patriots would then be on the hook for. So I think whatever they get on top of a first round pick is just gravy on top at that point.
Do you see it going just AJ for a 28 first rounder?
I wouldn't be surprised. And I think that would be fair.
Because the Patriots are sitting there saying, hey, we're going to take on a massive contract.
Well, not even take on the massive contract. We're going to have to go and sign him to a massive contract.
I mean. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I've seen that. I also think that like Waddle and AJ Brown are at a little bit different points in their career.
AJ Brown is without question a better wide receiver than Jalen Waddle.
He is a better one for sure. I don't think it's like leagues apart, but I think Waddle is, I still feel like he's a little young with the injury. I think he's at a different point. He's under contract. I think that's an investment in the future of that player, whereas A.J. Brown, the investment is right fucking now.
I think A.J. Brown, I can confidently say, is a top 7 wide receiver in the NFL. Jalen Waddle, I can only comfortably say I would have him closer to 15 to 20 range.
I think that's fair. I don't mind the comparison in value per se, but again, it's about what you're investing in the future versus we got to win right now.
Yeah, so agreed. And then the only other thing, NFL draft, and we had talked very briefly before because you didn't understand these rumors, and that was the Oakland Raiders. Obviously, foregone conclusion. Fernando, Mr. Mendoza, Fernando will be the number 1 overall selection. You can write that in goddamn Sharpie. That one's not changing. But there's rumors out there that Kirk Cousins may actually be in line to be the week 1 starter. And this is coming from the fact that Clint Kubiak, new head coach for the Las Vegas Raiders, has a preference that rookies sit behind veterans to learn, right? And then you have Tom Brady, who has far more say in that organization than any minority owner should, who also believes that young quarterbacks shouldn't be rushed to start immediately. You didn't understand this at all. What don't you understand about that?
That if I'm drafting a quarterback at pick 1, he had better be starter ready. Now, I know that there's some polishing to do and some terminology to learn and things like that, but the expectation is if I'm drafting someone number 1 overall at the quarterback position, he's going to be my guy on week 1, unless something crazy and unforeseen happens. That's what I don't get.
So are you not a believer of the age-old saying of rushing a quarterback could potentially stunt their development, especially if you don't have the necessary talent around them to succeed? Like, we're talking about if he is the week 1 starter, their top 4 receiving options, we had gone through this.
Yeah, they're bad. They're abysmal.
Is brutal. Like, we're talking Jack Beck as your number 2 wide receiver.
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying. Not if I'm drafting him number 1 overall. I do agree. Like, Cam Ward didn't develop quite how I had hoped last year because of the stunted offense. I get that. He had to go out there and be the week 1 starter. We drafted you number 1 overall. So whoever goes out and gets Ty Simpson, I'm all for Ty Simpson sitting and holding the clipboard for a year. I'm cool with that. But if I'm drafting Mendoza at 1, or I should say this, if I'm the Raiders and I think Mendoza needs to sit for a year, I'm trading out of 1. And I'm going to go get massive amounts. I'm going to get Ricky Williams type fucking value.
I don't think anybody's trading that amount for
The
this
Jets
number one overall pick.
Jets are the worst fucking franchise in the NFL. They might do some crazy shit like that.
But they have the number 2 pick, so even their package wouldn't be as obscene as if somebody was jumping from the middle of the first round.
It's Woody Johnson, dude. Who knows what that guy's up to? Fine, not Ricky Williams. Fine, you're getting caught up on the
minutia.
Sure. Ooh, minutia. Oh, look at this guy. But what I'm saying is that if you don't think Mendoza can be your week 1 starter, get the fuck out of the pick. Convince somebody else that he is.
Okay, so then on top of that, you're not worried about him potentially learning some very poor habits due to that lack of talent around him? Because how many quarterbacks have we seen that get rushed out there too soon and they aren't able to handle being in the pocket? They can't process, so they're immediately diverting out of the pocket or rolling outside of the pocket and just abandoning plays or forcing throws that they wouldn't otherwise, and their footwork gets all jacked up. Their mechanics might get a little bit rushed and things like that. Like, that's not a concern to you, or you just think it's all like growing pains? Like, it's bound to happen at some point. Like, let's get it out of the way now. Let them get a feel for it.
When I'm drafting at 1, growing pains. You know who you just described to me?
Who?
Bryce Young.
Yeah, that's a great example.
I mean, great comp there, right? And truthfully, even though they're different physically built, like they're very different, they play a similar game where Bryce would get out of the pocket too quick. We know Mendoza doesn't sit in the pocket. The Raiders know, the entire league knows that Mendoza's got a quick trigger to run. You have to know that going in as the Raiders, and you have to be able to adjust for that. They have failed him so far already by not going out and getting one of these receivers. Go get Juwan Jennings, for God's sakes. Give him a chance. Something, right? So I think, and both of us had talked about them going in free agency and building for this reason. So I feel
especially after they got Tyler Lindenbaum right from the jump too.
Right.
I definitely thought that they were going to go and get a couple more pieces on the offensive side. Instead, they just went full defensive reload.
Yeah. And so I think if I'm drafting Mendoza at 1, I expect him to be the starter. I think Kirk is a fantastic QB2 for your situation. And for the kid specifically, Mendoza, right? I think it's perfect. I don't quite understand trotting Kirk out there. What happens if Kirk goes out there, throws 4 picks in the first game, then you're up shit creek without a paddle anyway. And okay, we got to go with the guy that now we've expressed we don't have confidence in after we drafted him number 1. Kind of in a shit spot, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So I think Mendoza's going to be fine. There's going to be growing pains. I think he's going to be a turnover bug to start, but I think that'll level itself out in year 2 and 3.
See, I feel like he would be the type of rookie quarterback because he's not a gunslinger. I feel like he would be the type of quarterback that doesn't maybe turn the ball over a ton. Like if he threw 10 picks, I think like that would be the most I'd see. But I could see him taking a lot of sacks in year 1.
See, and I think agreed. I think that the big coaching point for him is going to be you got to sit in the pocket. You got to sit in the pocket. So he's going to hyper focus on it and be stuck on it and then take bad sacks. Same as Bryce Young. The first couple games, he's way too quick. They talked about he's got to stay in the pocket. He stays in the pocket, he gets his head blown off game after game. Look at where the Carolina Panthers are now, and I think both of us can agree probably dark horses next season.
Mm-hmm.
So, no, I think it's got to be Mendoza in my opinion. I'll be shocked if Kirk is taking snaps week 1.
You know the comp that Mendoza got that I had not heard prior to this week that would be really best case scenario in my opinion for him, because now that I think about it, I do see a lot of similarities in their games, and that comparison was Matt Ryan coming out of Boston College. They're both 6'5", both 230, not super mobile,
mobile
can
enough.
move a little bit, mobile enough type. But I just heard that comp and it just stuck with me. I just feel like if that is the ceiling with Mendoza,
it's a pretty good ceiling.
That's a really good ceiling, and that's something you don't pass up at number 1.
You see a little bit of Trevor Lawrence in his game too. The way they set themselves up in the pocket, the way they are kind of quick to get out. A little bit of that too. I like the Matt Ryan. I don't hate that. I don't hate that at all. No,
So I
start
just had,
Mendoza. If you're taking him one, start him.
I just had to throw that out there real
I like
quick.
it. I like it.
Only other things, NFL draft wise.
There's Mel Kiper put out his, and I know Mel Kiper is Mel Kiper, and I think both of us feel the same way about Mel Kiper. Is he just says words now to try to get people to click on his shit.
Do you think he's still yelling about Shedeur Sanders?
Todd. Well, you're looking at a guy like Shedeur Sanders, can't miss prospect, huge arm, mobile in the pocket. We love to see him. That's why I think he's going to go number 1 overall. Yeah, do you remember when he said if Jimmy Clausen doesn't work out, he'd quit? And here we are, fucking 24 years later, and he's still doing the same shit.
Okay, have some respect. First off, Jimmy Clausen, not that old.
When was Jimmy Clausen? Oh, he's probably drafting like, what, 2010? 16 years?
Yeah, because
Jimmy Clausen's selling insurance somewhere now.
Okay? Hey, no, somewhere. It's South Bend.
Is it?
Don't be stupid.
He's got a used car lot there. Come on down, see Jimmy Clausen. We'll get you in your ride today. Your pre-approved Toyota today.
What is Jimmy Clausen doing today?
I don't want to knock it because Jimmy Clausen is a legendary college football player.
He was the golden boy.
He was. SoCal kid putting on the Golden Dome. What does LinkedIn say?
I think I should have gone to his LinkedIn. Just looks like he posts pictures of his wife.
Hey, good man, Jimmy, good man, smart man. That Notre Dame degree coming in handy, huh?
I guess so.
But Mel Kiper proposed a trade. And I know you're not a big trying to project trades and all this, but it's an interesting one.
Okay.
Arvell Reese at 2. O-line, Maui Go at 3. Jeremiah Love at 4. Caleb Downs at 5. Cleveland on the clock. Sonny Styles available. Cowboys trade 12 and 20 for number 6. And that would give Cleveland 3 first-round picks this year.
I don't think Dallas is going to trade 20. I think they want to keep 20. They might trade up, but they're going to try for the life of them to keep pick 20.
I don't disagree with that. I thought it was a very interesting trade, and like what if Dallas was so sold on Sonny Styles and he's there at 6, what a cash in for the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah,
because then you're getting 3 starters. And you can go get your at 12, you can go get your receiver that you're dying to get, and you can get no lineman that you love, and go get an edge to replace Myles Garrett one day, like all in one foul swoop.
Mm-hmm. Jimmy Clausen, real estate developer.
Hey,
and also go, in Jimmy. California too. That's fucked up.
You're from Cali, isn't he?
Yeah, probably, but should have been in South Bend.
Should have been. Could have been.
So let's flip the tracks and move over to the NBA playoffs because it's that time of year once again, Herb, and we had some storylines, I would say, to touch on from the opening weekend. All home teams won, minus the number 1 seeded Detroit Pistons, losing to a scrappy Orlando Magic team. I believe that was yesterday.
Yep.
But in other news, we had the Spurs and Wemby making his playoff debut and absolutely rises to the occasion. 35 points, 5 threes, takes a 1-0 lead in that game. But then I think the biggest one is obviously LeBron James in the Los Angeles Lakers. And I know the final score was 107-98. This game was not close at all, in the slightest. LeBron James finishes 2 rebounds short of a triple-double, 19 points, 13 assists, 8 rebounds, shot 9 of 15 from the floor. He was plus 11. He had 8 assists in the first quarter of that game. But you probably don't know this. I only know this because Claude told me. But LeBron became the oldest player in NBA history to record a points and assists double in a playoff game at 41 years old.
There you go, Bron.
But and on top of that, became the first father-son duo to play playoff minutes together.
Yep, did see that one. That was all over the place.
Yeah, which pretty crazy. But I guess the question for you, because we were very hesitant about the Los Angeles Lakers, because of the injuries that they had suffered at the end of the regular season, being without Austin Reeves and Luka Doncic for the first round. I know KD was injured and did not play in this game. Assuming he comes back at some point in this series, do you think the Lakers truly have a chance to win this series?
They're going to have to get out to a 3-0 lead before KD gets back. KD comes back at 80%. We both know how dangerous that is. I think Sengun has to step up in the absence. I mean, you got guys like Ayton and Hachimura on you, which they're no slouches, but you're better than they are. Like, I don't quite get that. I didn't think that this was a Rockets team that couldn't perform without KD. I thought they were going to be deeper. I thought they were going to be better in the starting five, and they're just not yet. At least without KD. When KD's in there, it's a different flow. Everybody knows that. But if KD misses the next 2 games and the Lakers get out to a 3-0, the Lakers, they can finish it off. But if KD comes back for game 3, it's going to be with a vengeance that anybody even had these conversations. And I think the Rockets come storming back. Again, the missing Luka and missing Reeves is apparent out there. Thank God a guy like Luke Kennard stepped up in game 1. I mean, Luke Kennard's a hooper. If anybody forgot that Luke Kennard's a hooper, he is. But is Luke Kennard going to help you win this series?
He's going to have to be, because outside of him, it's essentially him. Rui can shoot the 3. He doesn't do it frequently, but your only reliable 3-point shooters that the Lakers have in their rotation right now are Luke Kennard and Jake Lavria.
Yeah, and he took 1 3 in that game.
Yeah, the Lakers only took 19 threes in total.
Yeah, and 5 of them were Kennards.
Yeah. So they're going to need Luke Kennard to keep shooting like that. Obviously, he will miss eventually, but they need him just to stretch the floor a little bit with LeBron out there.
I wonder how much the Lakers are going to have to dig into the bench here, more so than they have. Like a guy like Dalton Knecht hadn't played for him in forever, right? A guy like Jared Vanderbilt, I think, should be getting a bigger role right now with the guys that they're missing. I'm not saying these guys are going to help, they're not going to take over the series and become this big thing. But these are 2 guys that I thought, okay, Luke and Reeves are out. Let's get these guys in. Let's get them going. Try to take some minutes off of Hachimura. If you can, take him off Bron, because you have to. I don't know. I'm not quite sure yet. But if KD comes back, they're in trouble.
I mean, it's hard to rotate Vanderbilt and Jackson Hayes in. Your bench right now is Vanderbilt, Ravia, Hayes, and Barani. Barani only got 4 minutes, so it's really those first 3 names. 2 of those are bigs that can't shoot the 3. So the only people or person you are really going to sub him out for is Ayton. And between the 3 of them, Ayton, Vanderbilt, and Hayes, you're only going to play 2 of them together for very short stretches of time.
Yeah.
Because if you have 2 of them on the floor at the same time, they just don't have enough shooting otherwise. Because you would have to imagine they're probably resting Rui at that point, who's one of your 3-point shooters right now. So then I just don't think they would have enough spacing for LeBron to work with at that point.
I think a guy like Dalton Connect, who is known for the three ball, he's shooting 35% on the year, which is not far off from where he was last year. I know there's whatever bullshit happened, but hey, put that aside. We've got a playoff series to try to get ahead on before KD finds his way back to the court.
Yeah, I still don't really understand the whole Dalton Connect thing
I don't know. Trade him. Let him go play. The kid's a hooper.
Because he was solid in the time that he played last year, and then he just fell out of JJ's rotation and never found his way back into it. And it's not like the Lakers have a super deep roster by any means.
No, he absolutely should have played in that game. Last year, averaged 9 points, 3 boards, an assist, played 19 minutes a game. And now he's down to 10 minutes a game with 4 points a game. Get him in there. Why not? What is the harm in putting Dalton Connect in those games? Listen, you've got to try and build this lead out, and it's going to be a long stretch here. Get him in the game.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick, before we get off that, unless you have something else on that series, there's a guy playing in this series. I really shouldn't say playing because he's really not getting a crazy amount of play that you were pretty high on. Do you recall who that is?
No.
Dorian Finney-Smith.
Oh, how's my boy doing?
Well, on the season, Dorian Finney-Smith averaged 3 points, 2.5 boards, and assists, and shot 33% from the field.
Hell yeah, that's solid. That's depth. That's depth play right there.
What are they paying him a year?
Like 20 mil.
Woof. Sorry, I had to bring that back up. Just had to keep you honest, is all.
Okay, it still does not take away from my argument that a player of his skill set and his caliber, that was the going rate. I never said it was a great fit or anything like that, but it was the going rate for a 3-and-D wing. It's not my fault the Rockets decided to pay it and then not play him.
Yeah, no,
that's not on me.
No, it's not on you, but boy, did he not perform well this year. Got his little bag, though, huh?
Yeah. And he would have gotten that bag somewhere else, too. He was also injured, too, for a good stretch of the season as well. So then probably just fell out of the rotation at that point.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Just remember.
I'm here with you. Don't worry. I just had to keep you a little bit honest there.
And it's not 20 million. It's just north of. It's not even 15 million. Like, we're fine.
Everything's fine. We're fine.
That's a nothing burger in the NBA. 12 million a year, nothing. Sneeze at that.
That won't even get us under the apron.
Exactly. Nobody cares. I touched about it to lead off this segment, but we'll go into a little bit more detail, I suppose. And that is Victor Wembanyama and his playoff debut for the San Antonio Spurs. Like I said, scored 35 points, which was a Spurs franchise record in a playoff debut, while hitting 5 3-pointers. So he also became the only player in NBA history with at least 35 points and 5 threes in their playoff debut. Mind you, he is 7'6", 7. I don't know. He's tall.
Very tall.
That should not be in the same sentence. But I feel like this is not the first or the last time we'll be hearing first or only player in NBA history to put up some type of stat line with talking about Victor Wembanyama.
And the Spurs. Real quick shout out. Did you hear the news today?
Depending.
Victor Wembanyama, Defense Player of the Year.
Oh, the most unsurprising pick that this NBA award season was going to bring us.
I'm fairly certain it was unanimous, too.
It should have been, if not.
Absolutely.
But this was pretty cool, not solely for the fact that the Spurs may now have their next dynasty, and it's forming right in front of our eyes.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also the Spurs' first playoff game without Greg Popovich at the head of the bench. And his longtime assistant, Mitch Johnson, now is the head coach. So pretty cool from just a Spurs perspective that they were able to go out there. And then do you see the
God,
arena with the shirts and everything?
What an environment to play
that was electric
basketball in.
This is why you wear the fucking shirt that is on the chair. So you can see shit like that on TV.
Yes. Incredible job. I think this whole thing was predicated, like how incredible that environment and that game was going to be, was when Pop showed up at practice last week for the first time in a long time. You know, went out there, patted a couple asses, gave a couple hugs along the way, like moving on his own. Great to see. If that didn't spark a fire in these young Spurs who've heard the legend of Greg Popovich, some have played for Greg Popovich, and then you go into that environment with the 90s setup and the 90s colors. I mean, how is anyone going to win a playoff game in that environment?
Can we also boycott that the Spurs at home, at a minimum, can only wear those old retro throwbacks? Because those are so clean.
Oh, yeah. Some of the best in the game.
I love it.
Some of the best in the game. And all I could think the whole time was, fuck it, Manu out there somewhere. Go get him. Put him in a jersey. Let's get him out there.
Seriously, he'd fit right in.
I'm sure he's still playing in Argentina or some South American league somewhere. That guy couldn't give up basketball to save his life.
Just remember, Tim Duncan's just chilling on the bench. So if you ever need him.
With dreads. Don't forget that. With dreads.
God, he would have gotten so much more respect, I feel like, in the grand scheme of NBA history if he was rocking dreads his entire playing career.
Are you talking about the big fundamental? Is that who you're talking about?
I am not poo-pooing on Tim Duncan.
Who's disrespecting Tim Duncan? Send me their names.
Just saying, because of how nonchalant and very stoic and buttoned up and clean shaven he was. Oh,
you mean the consummate professional? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, I feel like he gets forgotten in NBA history when you have a loud, boisterous player like Will Chamberlain or Shaq or, I don't know, some of these other big personalities is all I'm trying to say. I'm
not saying you, but if you, the general you, if you as a sports fan have forgotten Tim Duncan in the analects of the NBA, you don't know ball. You've never seen a ball game.
Brother, I'm just saying. I am just saying. Don't shoot the messenger.
All right. I'm not coming at you. That's why I prefaced it.
I have seen plenty of conversations where Tim Duncan is quickly forgotten about in
forget about Timmy.
In the tunnels of history.
Timmy.
Okay. So yeah, that's the Spurs. I'm also going to put a lock on that series that the Spurs will be advancing. So congrats to the San Antonio Spurs. Clap it up real quick.
You think it's going to be a clean sweep?
I don't care if it's a clean sweep. I just know the Spurs are going to continue dancing down there in San Antone.
Down in San Antone.
One other game I want to touch on in detail, I suppose, is the Magic upsetting the number one seeded Pistons 112-101. Paulo goes out for 23 points, 9 rebounds. The Pistons never led during this game, only shot 40% from the field. They also have extended their own NBA record to 11 consecutive home playoff losses. They have not won a home playoff game since 2008 against the Celtics. Not great. But we had talked a little bit about this earlier in the year, and it came back to bite them like I thought it would. And that was the Detroit Pistons, for as good as they were during the regular season and how good they are defensively, don't have enough shooting on that roster. Cade Cunningham did everything in his power to will this team to a victory in game one. The dude literally just recovered from a collapsed lung less than 2 or 3 weeks ago. Puts up 39 in this game. And nobody else showed up. I think he definitely had over 20 shot attempts in the game. There's only one other Piston that attempted double-digit shots in this game. And that was Tobias Harris.
Hey, Tobias still getting his bag somewhere, baby.
And he went 5 for 15 That is not good enough. Like Jalen Duran got thoroughly, no questions asked, outplayed by Wendell Carter in this game.
He got straight bullied in this game.
Like leaps and bounds better.
Which is crazy because Jalen Duran is one of these centers that, like, we've talked about. Like, hey, this kid's up and coming. Like this, he's going to be something.
I don't think he's up and coming. I think he's here now.
Or so we thought, because he didn't show up to game 1.
No.
He looked like a kick dog leaving that court. He looked beat up. And the tough part is like, okay, I'm gonna guard Wendell. All right, not guarding Wendell. Let's put him on Franz. Oh, can't guard Franz. What about Paolo? Paolo says, let me introduce you to my ISO game here, Jalen. I mean, it's just he everywhere he turned, he was taking elbows. He was getting beat up down low. Plain and simple.
Yeah, just not a good look from the Pistons. So I have the Pistons winning this series, but I think it's going to end up being a lot closer than many people were probably expecting it to be.
Yeah, I have this, so far in these playoffs, right? A lot of blowouts, a lot of
very early.
Yeah, and again, these are just teams feeling each other out, trying to settle in for a long series, right? But I think that of the playoff matchups, this is maybe the only one. There might be two that go the distance here in terms of the series. Like, I think this is going to come down to a tied series, last game of the series, and we're all tuning in. If this matchup is about the future of the NBA and what the future of the East looks like, hell yeah, fuck yeah, bud.
Right.
It's exciting. I think this one goes the distance, and maybe, I'm going to say it, the Nuggets Timberwolves.
I think it's going to have to go to 7 if the Wolves have any sort of shot in that series.
Yeah. We can chat about that one if you'd like.
I was just going to run through real quick. I was going to put my locks. Teams, like, we can already punch the ticket. They're going to the next round. No questions asked. Real quick.
Hit me.
Cavs.
Yep, I think so.
Thunder.
Yep.
Celtics.
Yes.
We already put the stamp on the Spurs. Cavs.
You said that already, yeah.
Oh, shit. Okay, those are my stamps.
Celtics, Cavs, Thunder, Spurs.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I like those as well.
Half the series. It's too early for me because I don't love the matchup. I'm not high on the Knicks. I'm going to come out right now and say it. They will not make it to the conference finals. I just don't know if they will lose this round, but their most likely opponent next round is the Celtics, and they will get mollywopped by the Boston Celtics.
I would concur with the statement that they will lose against the Celtics. I think they get out of this round.
I'm not able to definitively say with confidence say that.
Fair.
And then we talked about the Lakers and Rockets. I would not be surprised if either team won that.
Mm-hmm.
Pistons, I do think will win. I'm not confident enough to say a lock there yet. And I truly believe the Timberwolves and Nuggets is a toss-up, but I preface that by saying dependent upon how the game goes tonight. If the Timberwolves do not pull out a win tonight, I think it's wraps, no shot, 2-0 deficit, never the spot you want to be in. Rarely does that turn out well for you.
No, and I think the key to success is Julius Randle. I think it was last year. I think it will be this year. He came out slow.
I think the key to success is the refs not calling a fucking whistle for every time Jamal Murray got fucking air blown on him.
Every time it was sneezed on, they were calling
it was
flagrant twos.
Ridiculous. Dude, it was ridiculous. The calls that he was getting in that game. He had more. I'm pretty sure he had more free throw attempts than the entire Timberwolves team did in game one.
He went 16 of 16 from the line, and you are not too far off. They had 18. The Minnesota Timberwolves. Sorry, 19 total free throw attempts.
There you go.
Yeah.
See, that's ridiculous.
Also, be careful, because if the Nuggets decide they want to get hot from three, which I know really isn't their game too much, but if they get hot from three, because Murray went 0 for 8, I think Cam was the only one who was worth a damn at 2 for 7. They get hot from three, this thing could get away from you as a Timberwolf.
I don't disagree with you there. One thing though, you probably didn't watch this game closely enough.
No, I was box score watching.
But one dude, if you had watched, that I would make you apologize to,
Rudy.
He played potentially his best game of the entire season. I shit you not, like I say this unironically, like not trying to be funny.
No, yeah.
Like he truly played an amazing game. Yeah, Jokic still put up numbers. Jokic is going to put up numbers for
every time.
It doesn't matter. But he did not get singled out. Like
it's an improvement
other
from last
teams
year.
had previously done, right? He had one foul, and he played him and Ant played the most minutes out of any Wolf.
Well,
so I'm shouting out Rudy. He was also probably our second best offensive player in that game. 17 points, 8 of 9 from field goals. I thought he played extremely well.
Well, and even over the last couple of weeks, I have watched the Timberwolves. He seemed like he's and again, I didn't watch this game super close. Seems like he's actually a part of the system right now, whereas last year it felt like you had 4 guys doing one thing and then Rudy was out there. Whereas it feels a lot more he's a part of the idea, he's a part of the plan.
I disagree for a little bit, because he is the anchor of our defense. So he's really like the glue for it all, where it's essentially Rudy's in the paint, and then it's all everybody else out on the wing. And then it's all communication of switches and Rudy sliding over to help when needed and whatnot. So if they're not communicating well, it's going to look bad on Rudy, because it's going to look like he's just in no man's land.
Fucking La La Land, just dancing around in the middle.
Yeah, exactly. But when everybody's communicating, it can be a really suffocating defense. But this has been one of my biggest qualms with the Wolves, not just this season, but the last couple years in general, because we have the talent. There's just not enough consistency. Like that third quarter killed us in Saturday's game. We got outscored 29-17 coming out of half, which was atrocious. On top, and that's on the back of Denver outscoring us 39-29 in the second. So they essentially controlled the entire middle of the game. I can't have that.
No, you can't. Let me ask you this, because I feel like in the Timberwolves' recent history, like there's got to be a hero, right, of these series. Julius was kind of a hero for a good part of last year. Naz Reid stuck his nose in there. If you had to forecast, obviously Ant, right? We're all going to say Ant. Outside of Ant, who's going to be the hero of the Minnesota Timberwolves this year?
So I want to double down. So Ant not only needs to play to the level we know he's capable of, he probably has to play better than that.
Mm-hmm.
Like he is probably going to have to take a next step, truly be the superstar that he is. But I'm going to go a little bit different of a direction than you might be expecting, potentially. And I'm going to say Jaden McDaniels.
Ooh.
And the reason that I say that is I would argue, and the team argues this amongst themselves, is whether or not it's him or Rudy that's more, like, from a defensive perspective, who's more important.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're playing a team like Denver, where they are just essentially full of wings, and Jokic is just able to distribute the ball around, you need a guy like McDaniels that has the versatility to switch and guard. Even he can even guard Joker if truly necessary. Obviously, Jokic can bully him a little bit, but from a size perspective, he can if necessary for short stretches. But for him to be able to switch from Gordon to Johnson to Murray to Braun, like that is going to be so key. And he needs to, one, stay out of foul trouble, but two, also control his goddamn temper. Because right when we were starting to make a run in Saturday's game, I think we got it within 5 or 6. He had just made a basket, and then as the like ball goes through the net, and he was coming down to the ground, he like pushed Jokic as he was like getting the ball, walking towards the baseline, and got called for a flagrant or a tech. He got called for a tech, and I'm like, brother, like it's just the immaturity still that I see in some of our younger guys who aren't young anymore.
No.
They're young from the perspective of, yeah, they're still only 24, 25 years old, but you've been in the league for 6-7 years at this point. You should know how to be a goddamn professional. Control your temper.
And you need him to do what he does, and that's 3 and D. But he's doing the one side of it. We need the 3 ball. 0 for 4 from 3. I feel like Ant's 3-pointer has come a long, long way. They still need him to shoot the 3 ball like he did last year.
And like he's capable of. Like, the dude shoots 40. We're talking Ant. Ant shot 40% from 3 this year. 2 of 9. That's probably the least amount of 3-pointers he's made in a game in a month, probably. Okay, just kidding. I'm looking at his box score. Ever since he got injured, he's been struggling a little bit from deep. But we need him to lock back in.
Are you worried?
Oh, without a doubt. I hated this matchup from the start.
Yep.
I didn't want it. I was hoping that the Lakers would win enough games to grab the 3 seed, so we would get them in round 1. I feel like we match up way better against them than we do against
Denver.
Nuggets.
Yeah. I last thing on this one, unless you got something else, I will go ahead and jump on the train of Jokic for MVP. Did you see the stat comparison?
Mm-mm.
So his 23-24 MVP season, he averaged 26.4, 12.5 boards, 9 assists. This year he's at 27.9, 12.9 boards, and 10.9 assists. So half a rebound more, 2 assists more, and a point more. Jokic for MVP. I'm back on that train. I get the Wemby hype. I get it. I'm back on the Jokic train.
Too bad it's going to go to SGK again. It's like one of those things. It's just like how LeBron should have more MVPs than he does than the 4 that he has. It's just voter fatigue.
Yeah.
Once you get to a certain point, like even when he does like what we think is absurd and doing better than what he did in an MVP winning season, right? It's still not good enough now.
No.
Like the bars that they're expected to clear now to be able to win another one, it's crazy.
It's a shame.
But I will say, between the top 3, SGA, Wemby, and Jokic, compared to like previous years where we've had disagreements on it, truly, whoever won it this year, I can see that perspective. You know, like I'm probably not going to have a huge qualm with whoever ends up winning it.
No, they are the 3 best players in the NBA.
Like it's like the wine, like your choice of wine. What's your flavor? You know, do you like the defensive stopper? So then you're going to lean Wemby. Do you like the point guard, ball scorer, point scorer? I don't know the best adjective I was trying to use to describe SGA. You have that in SGA, or do you have the all around unicorn that is Nikola Jokic, right? Like it is just the flavor of wine that you prefer, truly.
Quite the analogy, my friend. Quite the analogy.
Thank you. I do have a way with words every once
Very
in a while.
poetic. Is that Bill Shakespeare over there?
I have gotten that a time or two.
Oh, have you?
No, I'm terrible with words, typically.
I mean,
not gonna lie. Well, Irby, I think that is all we got for this week. Anything you want to tell the people before we sign off?
I don't have any big shout outs, really. I'm excited. Draft is here. I'm I'm actually doing my mock, my full first round mock, and then I'm going to do some, probably pick a couple names out of a hat. I'll throw those your way, but I'm going to post those on mine. I'm geeked up about it. I've done about 19 mocks in the last 5 days.
Hell yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
Well, folks, that is another episode of Don't Quote Us Sports. I believe that was episode 49. Ooh, I should have checked. I'm pretty sure it's 49.
Yeah. Big one coming up next week.
Yeah, number 50.
Wow.
But as always, thank you for listening. If you made it this far, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, follow. Tell someone you know to give us a listen.
Please.
And if you made it this far, hit us in the comments. Code word chicken. Hit me with it.
Nobody makes it this far.
Probably not. Now we'll know. We'll catch you on next week's episode.
See ya.
Peace.